All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this special Thursday edition of Monday Night Baseball. It's on a Thursday afternoon. Today's game, the Seattle Mariners take on the Kansas City Royals. When I was getting my tea ready, because I do have a bit of a cold, so please forgive me, I kept saying Kansas City Chiefs when I was rehearsing. I don't know why that kept happening, but it did. I don't know why. It's just hilarious to me. We're just about ready to go. We're about 7 minutes away from the first pitch, which means I'll have to get this up and going. And I really want to ask a favor. I had an experience yesterday. I'll talk about it tonight on Snowman Unfiltered. That really kind of drove home my wife's point of doing things like this to bring in money to the household. So I want to do it. I want to do it like this. And oh, are you kidding me? Oops. Wait a second. What? Because it wouldn't even do that. I'm sorry about that, folks. Okay. Whew. All right. We're going to be just about ready to go here in a moment. Let's go to the lineups very, very quickly. And the Seattle Mariners line up this way. Leading off is the center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Eugenio Suarez bats second and third. Ty France bat third. He's at first base. Teoscar Hernandez bats fourth. He's the DH. Dylan Moore bats fifth. He's at second base. Brian O'Keefe bats sixth. He'll catch. He's making his first start today. Jose Caballero bats seventh. He's the shortstop. Cade Marlowe bats eighth. He's in left field. And Sam Haggerty bats ninth. He's in right field. Through the lineup began Rodriguez in center, Suarez at third, France at first, Hernandez the DH, Moore at second, O'Keefe the catcher, Caballero the shortstop, Marlowe in left, and Haggerty in right field. And what did I do wrong? Okay, let's go through the Royals defense. Left to right, it's Melendez. Where we go? Melendez in left, Isbell in center, Velasquez is in right. Around the horn third to first, Garcia at third, Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Massey at second, Duffy at first. Behind the plate is Fermin, and he will catch the pitching today. If I can pull everything up here, I'm not writing everything down, and I know it's going to cost me later. He will catch the pitching today of Angel Zerpa, 23-year-old lefty. He is 1-1 on the year with a 7.71 ERA. This is his first start of the year. He's played in 5 games, 9 1/3 innings pitched. He's got 3 strikeouts to his credit. And we're getting ready to go here from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Let me refresh something here. About 4 minutes away from first pitch, and they are still in the midst of the pregame. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the first pitch of this afternoon's game. The Seattle Mariners trying to climb into the wild card race against the Kansas City Royals. Back in the deuce. Yeah.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Oh man, the folks have come into the chat already. Play-by-play with JJ is here. Victor Locke is here. RC talks about basketball is here. Here's a comment right here. I'll highlight this. My favorite ad is where someone says, "Shut up." Victor's here. All right. Baseball Rats, it's time for Snowman to give us the baseball scoop. Indeed it is. It's the Royals and the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners are trying to climb back into the wild card race. And I'm sending this out to any and everybody because I have a goal today to, via donations, to Cash App, I'll put that up in a moment, is to bring in $100 a day doing this. Every time I'm on the air. Now, I know some days I won't make that goal, but to get at least one donation in will help out matters in my household. And that's the chief reason. Well, this one of the chief reasons I'm doing this. The other one, I just love doing it. I love doing play-by-play. And if anyone can do so, where is it? You can support the stream via Cash App. The Cash App you need is Tallman Dr. K50. If you can do it via Venmo, you can donate there at Big Snowman 2172 or at Snowman 2172 for PayPal. Just waiting for things to get started in Kansas City. Excuse me a moment. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I'm fighting a cold. I'm fighting some allergies. I was fighting them this morning. And I got the brew that I have this afternoon. And yes, I have a brew this afternoon. I have some lemon zinger that is traced with some emergency, so I can make sure I keep my my energy going. All right, we're just about set to get things started from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It's the Mariners at 65-55 and the Royals at 39-83 from a place I called home for a couple of hours, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Here's the Mariners lineup. Julio Rodriguez leads off in center. Eugenio Suarez at third. Ty France bats third. He's at first. Teoscar Hernandez is the DH. Dylan Moore bats fifth. He's at second base. Brian O'Keefe making his first career start. He'll catch. Jose Caballero at short. Cade Marlowe is in left, and Sam Haggerty bats ninth. He's in right field. The left-hander on the mound for the Kansas City Royals is Angel Zerpa, making his fifth start of the year. a 1-1 record with a 771 earned run average. Royals go, he's pitched 9 1/3. He's walked 1. He has struck out 3. Those are the numbers on Angel Zerpa. Royals go royal blue tops and white bottoms with the white numbers. Defensively for the Royals, Melendez in left, Isbell in center, Velasquez is in right, third to first, Garcia, Witt, Massey, and Duffy. And for me, will catch Angel Zerpa. Pretty good, pretty sparse crowd on hand at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. I will get to you guys' comments throughout the course of the broadcast. And as mentioned, if y'all can really help a Snowman out and donate to the cause for me helping my family, that would be totally appreciated. Those of you who know my situation know why I always ask that. Julio Rodriguez will lead things off. He is hitting .261 on the year, 19 homers, 73 RBIs. Here's the first pitch. It is up for ball 1, and off we go at 2:13 Eastern Daylight Time, 1:13 Central Daylight Time. Zerpa will exclusively work out of a modified windup. The pitch on the way is swung on and fouled out of play, and the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2:13 is your pitch time, and 79 degrees is your game time temperature. Both brought to you by Fanatics. The 1-1 is a fastball inside, and the count's now 2-1 to Julio Rodriguez, last year's Rookie of the Year, and he's not disappointing this year for the Mariners. The wind and the 2-1. A swing and a bouncer to third. That's a fair ball. The long throw is not in time, and Rodriguez is on with what we would like to think is an infield hit as the ball goes into the dugout. And that would have been a difficult play anyway, so we're going to score that a hit. This is the only time I will not use a scorebook, and it's a hit and an error that will allow Rodriguez to reach second base. And there goes my cap detection unit, which in actuality is my glucose monitor, because every time I get excited, my glucose goes up, and I have to remember that I have to keep that down. Eugenio Suarez comes up hitting at 233, 17 homers. He's knocked in 75. The Mariners defeated the Royals 6-5. Rodriguez went 4 for 6 with 2 RBI and 2 stolen bases. Cal Raleigh went 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer. Raleigh is out of the lineup, resting today. And Zerpa will work from the stretch. He kicks, he deals. A fastball high for ball 1. Nothing but fastballs to start the game today. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Nobody out. Rodriguez at second on a hit and an error to start the game. And the pitch on the way is low. 2 balls, no strikes. To the former Red, Eugenio Suarez. He is 3 for 14 this series. Zerpa will work from the stretch, double glass to second, and the pitch on the way. A swing and a high fly ball down the right field line, and that will get out of play. And the count is now 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Rodriguez at second, nobody out here in the top of the first. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count is now even at 2-2. Seattle goes to Houston this weekend, and we may have to have a couple of those on the channel. I am really struggling this afternoon, but I'm committed to bring this to you guys. The 2-2 to Suarez. A swing and a foul back will do it again. Count stays where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner at second and nobody out here in the top of the first on a hit, an infield hit, and an error. The pitch on the way is low, and the count's full, 3-2. Three balls, two strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first. Seattle. Runner at second, I beg your pardon. Zerpa is set. The payoff pitch. Swinging a foul. We'll do it again. Count remains where it is at 3-2. And the pitch on the way. Swinging a foul out of play. We'll do it again. Count stays where it is at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Remember, Seattle's playing this without Marco Gonzalez, who's on the 60-day disabled list. And the payoff pitch is inside ball 4. So Suarez is on. And that will bring Ty France to the plate. Ty France on the year, hitting at 274. Hitting at 259, I beg your pardon. 10 home runs. He's driven in 50. So France stands in. Mariners go blue tops, gray bottoms, white numbers trimmed in green. Here's the pitch, a fastball strike, and the count's 0-1. Nobody out and 2 aboard. The first 2 to reach. An infield hit, an error, and a walk have started matters from Kansas City. The pitch on the way is a strike, and the count's 0-2. 0-2 the count to Ty France, hitting at 259 on the year. Zerpa is set. And the 0-2 pitch. A swing and a shot foul out of play. We'll do it again. There goes my cap detection unit again. Man, oh man. Count remains where it is at 0-2. Zerpa's thrown 16 pitches so far. France 5 for 10 in the series. And the 0-2, swing and a miss. France is gone. He's now 5 for 11 in the series. 1 down in the top of the first. Sorry, I only write checks. I'm too old school, according to some people. Yeah, I've been told that. I have been told that. And I still get told that, and I don't care. I'm old and I'm old school, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Here's Teoscar Hernandez, the former Blue Jay and former Brewer, now to the plate. He's hitting at 248, 18 home runs. He's driven in 64 on the year. Zerpa stretches, kicks, deals. A swing and a bouncer foul. Third base side for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Teoscar Hernandez. 2 on, 1 out, top of the first. And the pitch on the way is outside. They check it first. No swing, and the count's even 1-1. And counts 2-0, I beg your pardon, to Dylan Moore. There's 2 out in the inning, and the feed jumped on me. Here's a shot down the left field line, foul. The feed jumped on me. I apologize. Update, there's 2 out in the inning, 2 on. Rodriguez at second, and Suarez at first. France struck out, and Hernandez struck out. And there's our quick update. The pitch on the way. Fastball inside, and the count is now 3-1 to Dylan Moore. Three and 1 the count, with 2 out and 2 aboard. Zerpa from the stretch. And the 3-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, way outside corner. Count goes full at 3-2, and that'll put the runners in motion. One thing I love that technology is doing now, they're showing where the pitch actually is. I still don't like the idea of robot umpires. The runners take off. The payoff pitch, swinging a high fly ball down the left field line, hooking foul and out of play. When I had my tour of Kauffman Stadium, it's as gorgeous in person with all the improvements that they've done to it over the years as it has been when I watched when they first revealed the improvements, including the Royals Hall of Fame. The payoff again, a swing and a high pop up. Right side of the infield, going out is first baseman Duffy. No, second baseman makes the catch. Garcia, second baseman makes the catch. Inning over. No runs, a hit, an error, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Mariners nothing, and the Royals coming to the plate.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Okay, folks, I'm having technical difficulties over here, but George Kirby is your starting pitcher, and we'll get to the lineups in just a moment. As Mikhail Garcia fouls one away, the count's 0-2. Garcia leads off at third, Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Massey bats third at second base, Velasquez bats fourth in right field, Melendez bats fifth in left, Ramin will catch, Waters the DH, Duffy at first, and Isbell is in center field. Mikhail Garcia at 289, 4 home runs. He's driven in 40, and that fastball is up and in, and the count's 1-2. I know JJ's gone through this with the feed jumping. Did my super chat show? Let me find out. JJ. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet. Next one. Low, and the count is now even at 2-2. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Kirby winds, kicks, and deals. Swinging a pop-up foul out of play. We'll do it again. I will answer your question, JJ. No, I have not seen it yet. Unless I missed it, I haven't seen it. Garcia 5 for 14 in the series, and he pops one foul out of play again on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. I'm trying to drink my tea, but it's too damn hot. Here, let me do this. And all the steam that's coming from it. Garcia, 289 on the year. Next one, popped up foul out of play again. He's making Kirby throw some pitches to him. Bobby Witt Jr. would be next. Michael Massey is in the hole. Kirby is ready. From the chest on one, he delivers. Popped up foul out of play again. Man, he's giving Kirby a workout. This will be the ninth pitch in this at bat. Mariners 2-1 in the first 3 of 4 here at the Royals, and then they get 3 at the Astros on the weekend and 3 at the White Sox following that. Next one, swinging a high fly ball into short center field. Shortstop going out. He makes the call and has the ball. 1 out in the first. Marlowe, Rodriguez, and Haggerty in the outfield. Suarez, Caballero, Moore, and France. Third to first. O'Keefe catches Kirby. That is your Mariners defense. Bobby Witt Jr. now stands in. He's hitting at 274, 23 homers. He's driven in 76 on the year. Kirby fires. Way inside to Witt. Ball 1. One and 0 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the first with no score. The wind and the 1-0. A curveball strike, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the first. No score here from Kauffman Stadium. The wind and the 1-1. Swinging a foul out of play to the right, and the count's 1-2. Doggone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first. And the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a shot to right. That's down for a base hit. And down the line it goes. Cutting it off is the right fielder Haggerty. He throws into second, but into second is Bobby Witt with a 1-out double. So they get their first hit of the ball game. And that'll bring Michael Massey to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Kirby's now thrown 13 pitches to this juncture. Michael Massey steps in, hitting at 228 on the year, 10 homers. He's driven in 40. He's in the left-handed batter's box with Witt at second and 1 out. Kirby gives him a look and comes home. A breaking ball strike, and the count's 0-1. JJ, give me a second. JJ, do you have my Venmo? Do you have my Venmo? If so, if so, do it that way. If not, let me know, and I'll put it in the chat for everybody. 0-1 the count to Massey. From the set, the 0-1 to Massey. A swing and a bouncer to the right side. First baseman up with it. The toss to Kirby, covering in time. 3-1 on the putout. 2 down to the inning as Ty France made the play. Witt to third. And there's 2 out in the inning. Two down to Velasquez. Playing right field today. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. They check it first. It's a swinging strike, and the count's 0-1. Nelson Velasquez is your batter, hitting at 271. 6 homers. He's driven in 10. MJ Melendez would be next. Kirby from the stretch, sets at the belt, the kick in the 0-1. Fastball high, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count. 2 out. Bobby Witt at third base. Bobby Witt Jr. at third base. Now I got to make sure I keep everything so I don't overuse my voice. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a shot to right, and that is caught. What a catch. What a catch. What a catch. What a catch in right field by Haggerty, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. JJ, do you have PayPal by chance? I'll put that in the chat too. After 1, no score. I got to take a break.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
But the second inning, Brian O'Keefe leads things off, down a ball and 2 strikes, hitting at 240, 22 homers. He's driven in 65. As Zerpa kicks and fires, a fastball, strike 3 called. O'Keefe is gone, 1 down in the inning. I think I know what's going on with my feed. So I'm going to make this screen do that, and we'll keep it there. All right, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And Zerpa kicks and fires a fastball high to fastball strike. I beg your pardon, to Caballeros for strike 1. And thank you, JJ, for the Venmo payment. Jose Caballero now at the plate. Zerpa about to throw his 35th pitch. And here it comes. It's grounded foul, and the count's 0-2. Caballero at 237, 3 homers. He's driven in 23. When are you on? JJ, when are you on again? From the windup, here's the 0-2. Fastball. And did it hit him? It hit him. Caballero hit by the pitch. And again, the Mariners have a runner aboard. Thank you, JJ, for the Venmo. I appreciate it. That is definitely going to help. But Caballero got hit on the elbow. And now I'm starting to understand why all the players are wearing like protection in that area. Because when you get hit in that area, that hurts. Cade Marlowe now stands in, hitting at 273, 2 homers. He's driven in 7. In this, his rookie year, 26 years old. As Zerpa will work lefty to lefty. And a toss to first. Just got back. Oh, that was close. That was close. And I like the base stealing glove that they have, the specialty glove that they have now. So no one gets their fingers jammed or anything. I am going to say this. I'm going to sentimentally miss doing high school football this year. But for many reasons, I'm not taking the chance. The pitch to Marlowe is bounced to right field and through for a base hit. Rounding second is Caballeros. He heads to third. The throw will come in that way, but it's cut off by Bobby Witt Jr. And the Mariners have him at the corners with one down. So good job by Marlowe taking that off-speed pitch and grounding it into right field. And now you have runners at the corners and a chance again for the Mariners to get on the board. Sam Haggerty now stands in. He got 196 on the year. He's driven in 2. The pitch to Sam. Swung on, popped up foul, out of play for strike 1. You got your third and possibly fourth RBI sitting out on the base paths right there for Haggerty. Remember the miraculous run by the Mariners last year? It started earlier, but we've seen them make runs before. A fastball high, and the count's even 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count. With 1 out and 2 aboard. He had 2 aboard last inning. He takes the short one and lets one go, a changeup upstairs, and the count's 2-1 to Haggerty. Two balls and a strike. I'm going to do a Snowman Unfiltered tonight also. That'll come your way at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Next one, swung on, popped up. Right side of the infield. Going out with it is the second baseman. He makes the call. Caballeros dances down third base. Doesn't make a move, and there's 2 down in the inning. I think I've learned my lesson already about not having a book. I learned my lesson about not having a book. I didn't manage my time correctly. It's my fault. I was hemming and hawing about what to do and how to do it. Julio Rodriguez stands back in. He's 1 for 1. He reached on. He got an infield hit and went to second on an error. Here's the pitch. A swing and a shot. Base hit in the right field. Caballeros will trot home. Rounding second and heading to third. Rounding second, headed to third is Marlowe. And the Mariners lead 1-0. I mean, that was an absolute bullet. And it's 1-0 in favor of Seattle. And again, they strike first with 2 out and runners at the corners again. Eugenio Suarez walked his first time up and it hit him. Or did it? It sure did. Now the bases will be loaded. And now the bases will be loaded. So Rodriguez is 2 for 2. Eugenio Suarez has reached twice, once on a base on balls and now a hit by pitch. And there's Ty France. France struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a bouncer foul, third base side, and the count's 0-1. Seattle at home next. They get 3 against the Royals and 3 against Oakland as they try to make their way into the wild card race. 0-1 the count to Ty France. And the pitch on the way. Fastball high, and the count's even 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 down. Bases full of Mariners. Marlowe at third, Rodriguez at second, and Suarez at first. And the 1-1 is low. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Bases full of Mariners. They lead 1-0, and they would love to get more. France 0 for 1 in the afternoon, struck out. And the pitch on the way. A swing and a high fly ball into left field. Melendez going back, racing back, track, wall, and he's got it. He makes the basket catch, and the inning is over. Boy, that was close to being 2, if not 3 runs. But Melendez is able to run it down. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1. They leave him loaded. I beg your pardon. They leave him loaded. And we go to the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 in favor of the Seattle Mariners.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Okay. Bottom of the second inning coming up. It is 1-0 in favor of the Seattle Mariners, and this feed is acting up again. I think I'm going to take JJ's advice and go with OBS for my live games. MJ Melendez will lead things off. He's even at a ball and a strike. Here it comes. A swing and a bouncing ball through for a base hit into right field. And the Royals get their second hit. JJ says, I have mixed thoughts about this universal DH. How about you? I do too. I when I grew up watching baseball, I didn't think we'd see a universal DH. The DH was in the American League, and the pitcher bats in the National League. Freddie Fermin swings and fouls the first pitch out of play for strike 1. If I keep having difficulties with this, I may just do a fan chat for the rest of the game, or for another hour or so because I'm really having issues this afternoon. I don't know why this is happening. I really don't. Next one, swinging a foul out of play, and the count's 0-2. Because this is the second straight inning where I thought I was on time, and yet when I come back, I've missed 2 pitches. I don't like that. I do not like. Yeah, it's making my decision easier. Next one, shot foul out of play to the right. Freddie Fermin is 0 for 5 in this series. JJ, when are you on next? You know what I might do? I might do the Astros game Friday. Next one, low, and the count is now 1-2. JJ says, I've been there. Yeah, and I hate happens. Now this happens. Now my internet's messing up on me. I hate this. Next one, low. And that's grounded to short. Second one, return to first, 2, a double play. And quickly 2 down in the inning. Yes, when are you on next for a game, JJ? Are you on Friday? Because I may back it up. I may just flip over to do Mariners Astros tomorrow night because this is really nerve-wracking. Here's the pitch, a swing and a pop-up into left. Shortstop Caballeros makes the call, has the ball, the inning is over. I'll make my decision after this next inning. After 2, 1-0 Seattle.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Okay, it seems to be acting right. Bottom of the second inning begins. Top of the third inning begins as Teoscar Hernandez fouls one on a play for strike 1. Oh, brother. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Mariners. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Royals. Next one, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Teoscar Hernandez in the cleanup spot today. And he's 0 for 1 in the afternoon. He struck out in the first inning. The windup and the pitch is low and outside, and the count's now 1-2. I just feel out of sorts. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel out of sorts today. But I'm going to bring as much as this as I can. What's up, AB Media? Swing and a miss. Hernandez is gone. One up, one down in the third. Part of this, and I know JJ can attest to this because he uses his voice for a living. I know part of this is because I am fighting a cold and it sucks. The wind and the pitch is a ball outside. And the count is 1-0. 52 pitches by Zerpa. Next one. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2. Oh, he missed it. And the count's 2-0. I am out of sorts today. I am so sorry about that, folks. Next one. He missed it. And the count's 3-0. A, you're physically not feeling your best. B, your routine is out of sorts. Man, ain't that the truth? The wind and the 3-0. Fastball outside, ball 4. And Dylan Moore is on base for the first time today. I will never do this without a book again. And it's my fault that I made the decision at the last second. If y'all will allow me, it's my fault that I went without a book. I went without a book, and I'm hating it right now. O'Keefe stands in, and he swings at the first one and fouls it out of play for strike 1. Brian O'Keefe in the 6th spot this afternoon in the order. I think what I'm going to do is get prepared for tomorrow, Mariners and Astros. Next one, swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2 because not having a book in front of me just like makes me so out of sorts. And I hate the fact that I made that decision. I will live with it. I will live with it because I know this is not going to be one of my best calls. I'll live with it. 0-2, fastball high, and it's 1-2. I'll live with it. And David, I just may take your advice and just get some rest. I may just do stuff around the house. I'll have Snowman Unfiltered later on tonight. That I am committed to doing. But I think this is just one of those afternoons. Next one, swinging a pop-up on the infield, and first baseman reaches out and makes the catch. First baseman Duffy reaches out, makes the catch, and there's 2 down in the third. Come on, JJ. You know what? Screw it. Anybody that wants to come up, I'll throw the link. I'll throw the link in the chat. Let's have a fan chat because I'm not at my best right now. I'll throw the link in the chat. The link's in the chat for y'all. Anybody who wants to come up for a bit, come on up. Fastball outside for ball 1 to Caballero, and I think this will be my final inning. And then I'll just do a fan chat for a little while, and then I'm going to call it a day and just get more prepared for Astros and Mariners tomorrow from Houston. And I'm going to alert my executive producer of that right now. What's up, JJ?
Snow, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Okay. All right. So you can hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right. So first thing, okay? All right. First thing, I want you to take a deep breath, okay? In.
Mm-hmm.
And out.
Yeah.
One more.
And I should not have come on today because I woke up this morning and I was sneezing and coughing my brains out. And I didn't even think about it.
Well, I don't know if shouldn't is the right word because I think that deep down you like wanted to do it because You
Yeah.
had a promise. And you know what?
Mhm.
That tells me that you really try to commit yourself. And that it really says a lot about your character, and it says a lot about who you are as a
Yeah, I
person.
appreciate
So
that. I
like
appreciate it.
if you would have just like not showed up, people would have been like, "Yo, like where the heck is Snowman?"
Yeah,
And you know
and I
what? You
and,
would
and
have
I
felt
know that.
so guilty. You
Hmm.
would have felt so guilty. I know
And
you would.
and the feed
I
jumped
know
again. You know what? I'm gonna call it. The feed jumped again. It fell behind again, and it jumped again because now
and
they have two on and two out here.
I I totally
Okay,
understand.
let me take
Trust
a
me,
deep breath.
trust me. I completely get it. I,
And
I, I wanted to tell you. I wanted to
yes, sir.
tell you. I'll be honest with you.
Hmm.
I actually like when I was changing my score bug. Okay,
Hmm.
I was literally like going through probably like half of the stream, just looking at the score bug because I didn't want to keep it by score. I didn't want to have to do it by hand.
Yeah.
So I finally found something that was actually like really, really cool. But it took me forever to just find that. And I remember that cast, like just like let alone just trying it out to see like if the score bug was gonna work and if I'm watching it like on the monitor. And
Yeah.
I would always hate it. I always hated it because like if there was a pitch, if there was a new batter up at the plate, I would
Hmm.
already know like what was going to happen. Like somebody's going to get out. You know, if
Hmm.
somebody goes over to first and you see it on the graphics, and that really pissed me off because that was a spoiler and it takes
Yeah.
the fun out of it.
Yeah. And
So
and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me. I want to do this. I
I
want to
get
do
it.
this naturally. And
I
like I said,
get it.
I've been coughing and sneezing all day. And then what really sent me over the edge just now is the feed kept jumping. And it
I get it.
wasn't
I
it
totally
wasn't
get it.
jumping ahead. I was falling behind.
I totally get it.
I was falling
Yep.
behind, and I absolutely hate that.
I know. I I can totally 1000% relate to it, and I think that sometimes, man, like this is what makes us human,
Hmm.
and I'm happy that we can experience these types of things because it also tells me that we're not robots at this,
Yeah.
and not all of this is obviously our fault because we're really trying to like experiment with things.
Yeah.
And I think that what makes this so cool, like this whole process so unique, is that even us, like we don't have 1,000 subscribers. Like
Hmm.
we can learn how to fail, and
Yeah.
we can play around with things,
Hmm.
and 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 that's how we get better.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, of course, like technology is not going to cooperate, and of course, sometimes it can be like really overwhelming because you feel like you're doing all of this stuff by yourself, and there's so much that you want to do.
Hmm.
But it's but what it really comes back to, and I'm really happy that I'm having this conversation with you because I need these conversations too. What
Yeah.
it really comes back to is mentally preparing yourself, mentally putting yourself in a position to succeed, but also problem solving.
Hmm.
Because when we're in this business, you know it the best. Problem solving is like one of the biggest skill sets that you have to have in broadcasting.
It really
And I've
is.
seen you do it. I've seen you do it on so many different levels. Like when your stomach was bugging you the other day. Today, the technology, the technology sucks. Like, let's just be honest with that. Like, technology sucks.
I'm glad I'm not the
And
only one that said that aloud.
yes, yes, yeah, no, exactly. So, like the whole thing about this, like, I, I know, like, because I live with myself 24/7. Everybody
Hmm.
does.
Hmm.
But I know that sometimes, like when you're living in the moment, sometimes you just gotta zoom out and you just gotta say to yourself, like, I remember that day. or like I
Yeah.
remember this time, and just be like, dude, like in the realm of it all, like it feels like it's like the biggest moment, and it's like and it feels like such a burden. But then like when you look back at it, you're just like, oh my gosh, like I remember that day, like
Oh yeah. And I'm
you
remembering
know,
this one, having you come on, having a chance to chat with
yeah.
the folks, and David said I should get some rest, and I am. I think I'm just going to wrap this up right here. I've already alerted Cole to get
But
me ready for Mariners Astros tomorrow night. And
but I was also I was also gonna tell you, like I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, that's a fire truck. Okay, I'm
mhm,
literally like pulled over somewhere. But you know, I do give you a pat on the back because I know, like just from doing this like every day, it's not so easy. And sometimes like sometimes I have problems with technology. Sometimes I have a problem like with my chat, and
yep, yep,
it can definitely sometimes get like really really overwhelming. But just remember, at the end of the day, okay, remember why you're doing this. You're not doing this
mhm,
just for money. You're
right,
not doing this just for you know just for views. You're doing this to have fun.
yeah.
You know,
And I've always
and
said if I'm not having fun, I'll walk away. I've always
right.
said that, but this is
But
not me not having fun. This is a learning experience. Yet another one today with all that's
I'll
happening.
be
Ryan just popped up. Let me answer his question. No, we are not in a rain delay. I am changing things around for tomorrow night because I'm going to put this in the recycle machine and get ready for Mariners Astros tomorrow night from Houston. That's a big series. It's the last work day of the week, and I know my wife's going to be working late tomorrow, and I want to be sure I get a lot of stuff done around here. I took this one, Mariners and Royals, because it was early, and I
right.
thought, okay, I'll be able to knock this one out early, then get some stuff
Yeah.
done around here. And then the technology kept messing up. So that, to answer your
Just
question, Ryan, that happened, and a little bit of tea with
yeah.
I'll make this suggestion to you. There's one thing you need to invest in. There's a product called Emergency. Get it.
Gotcha. I was also going to
And
tell you too. Oh, sorry.
mhm. Go ahead.
You go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was also going to say like sometimes when I'm doing this, I've realized that like when you get so invested with just the studying stuff, sometimes it's not
Hmm.
always worth it because
It's not.
because like what really matters at the end of the day is like freeing your mind and just making sure that you're okay like for the cast. And sometimes like what I actually do is I won't always now focus much on the storylines or as many storylines as like I used to. Sometimes what I honestly do is I literally just think about like what this whole thing comes back to. It just comes back to having a conversation. That's
That's all it
all it
is.
is. That's all it is. You're having a conversation. You're talking to Jim Durham. You're talking to Harry Callis,
Hmm.
and like that's where the fun comes. So sometimes like I'll literally just say like during the game, I was reading I was reading an article the other day about about like Nelson Cruz, but then I was thinking to myself, is the universal DH honestly a good thing for Major League Baseball?
Hmm.
And then we just like spiral like into that conversation, but then like bring it back, of course,
Hmm.
to by play. But sometimes, like I don't even have to have like all the facts in the world. It's just about bringing up discussions
Yeah.
and
That's the
like
alternative part of the
yes,
alternative play by play, just having the
right,
discussions because when you're
correct,
live on site, you have the numbers in front of you.
correct,
You have the numbers in front of you when you're live on site. When we're doing this, it's good to have the numbers, but you got fans that are tuning in for the first time and you want to relate to them
correct,
and you
correct.
want to get their attention and keep their attention. That's what I've had to learn in doing this, taking a page out of your book, this alternative play by play. And it's like, okay, now I see how I can mesh my
Yes,
experience, 20 plus years doing this,
correct.
with the 21st century technology, bringing the old school back. And I applaud you, my man, for diving into this and not caring what other people think. What I'm also going to borrow from you is when I do my live call, is shape up my OBS screen and have that be my live play-by-play experience, and then use StreamYard for my shows, because I just feel with my play-by-play calls through OBS, I can do so much more. And I think I know how I can incorporate both, especially for the live calls.
Sure. It's always good to like mix stuff up, but at the end of the day, you know, I always tell people, I literally say the same thing on here, and I'm not even perfect. I mean, like, there's no such thing as perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell people that, you know, if I'm not, like, you know, I can market myself as much as I do. I can do as many games as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
I can show a different presentation as much as I do,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or like talk about like the third inning as much as I do. But if I'm not having a good time, like if I'm not having fun, if I'm not laughing, if I'm not, you know, like really, if I'm not invested into it like myself,
Mm-hmm.
that means I'm not doing my job.
Right.
And so, like, the most important thing that it always comes back to is having fun.
Yeah.
Because we're kids doing a big time job here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes us. I feel like that this is what makes you and I feel so young, because you know we grew up with this.
Excuse me. Yeah, man, Vince Scully got me started. My dad got me started. Let me be honest.
Yeah.
Watching games with my dad, watching NBC with Vince Scully and Joe Garagiola, and later Keith Jackson and Al Michaels, and hearing Harry Callis do his thing.
Yep.
That's the fun of it for me. Yeah. And even my hero Jim Durham called White Sox games on television for the year 1990. And I hated that summer. Oh, I loved the summer because I was getting ready to go away to college. But I hated that summer because I couldn't listen to as many Jim Durham games as possible on WGN because I was working. And during the day, if Jim Durham had a day call, I couldn't listen to it. I will leave you with this funny story. I was working at Savers of America in Chicago, 1990. And I was working in the downtown office, and I thought for years, if you were working in downtown Chicago, you had made it. That's what I foolishly thought at the time. I was 18 years old. Who am I kidding? The White Sox were playing the Brewers in a throwback game, and it was my lunch hour, and I was feeling awful. I was like out of it. So I told myself, I'm going to get something to perk me up, get me through the rest of the day, and then I'll go home and I'll crash.
Yeah.
One problem. I never did make it to the perk me up stuff. I never did make it to the soda machine, because when I saw that couch in the break room, I fell out. I was out. I felt completely out. My boss had to come in and shake me awake.
Yep.
And I went in the break room at 1. This is before we had alarm clocks on cell phones. I went in the break room at 1, and I thought, okay, I'll watch part of the White Sox game. I'll get something to drink. I'll get some lunch. And then at 2 o'clock, I'll be back at my desk. I never made it. My boss had to shake me awake, and she looked in my eyes and says, "You look awful." I said, "Brenda, I feel even worse." She said, "Can your dad come get you if you go home early?" I said, "Brenda, I think I can get home if I take the train out south." And she looked me in the eyes and said, "Go home.
Yes.
I need you at your best. Go home."
Yeah.
I rode
sometimes, man, like that's. I was just gonna say, like, man, like that's exactly like what makes us human. And it was a learning experience for you.
Yeah, it
And
was.
and the day that you stop learning, I always learn this from NFL films. The day that you stop learning is the day that you're done. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like every game that you do, every show that you do with Cole, every conversation that you have, you're always learning.
Yeah.
And I've honestly, I'll be honest, I learned from you like last night that sometimes it is so important to just sit back and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because as broadcasters, I've kind of like rewired my brain a little bit. Um, I've been talking a lot more than what I'm used to. I'm usually just like a natural listener first, and I think
Right.
that obviously, like when it comes to the whole broadcasting skill set, you have to be able to talk. You have to be able to have conversations with people, but you do a whole lot of listening too.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I've and and from all the stories that and the conversations from last night, it was really touching, and it made me realize that sometimes you just like have to take a step back and you have to just like let other people tell their stories, and you just and 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 like when you're typing, you're not always listening, even if you're doing something as simple as that. Like you
Mhm.
really have to just take a quick step back, and you just got to say to yourself, man, like just listen to the people around you. And I'm not saying that like that I've never done that before, but like when you solely focus on it and you're
Mhm.
not even like texting other people, or if you're not getting distracted by something else, that is what I think makes broadcasting, like the good broadcasters, great,
Yeah.
and other broadcasters not like up to par as much. But just
Just
to tie it all back together, Snowman, just to tie it all back together, to keep it on topic. Do not feel ashamed of yourself. Do not feel like you've let anybody down, because at the end of the day, you showed up. You did. You
mhm.
showed up, and not only that, but like you gave it your all. But you also, were willing to open up. And the people that are always willing to open up and ask questions, those people shall receive. That's like one of my favorite terms now.
It's the
But
truth.
like do not feel ashamed of yourself, because Jim Durham, like it or not, has been there before. Harry Callis, are you kidding me? So many times he's been there.
Yeah, he has.
Joe Buck, my
Mhm.
gosh, man, I was listening to an interview with Joe Davis, and you know what he said? He said, "Man, it took me like 4 years to, I'm calling minor league baseball games. I would even like, sometimes I even curse, and like I had to kind of train that to like get out of like my vocabulary when I'm saying curse words. Like, man, like these people just don't like. It doesn't just come. It takes years and years and years, and I've honestly learned that like, nobody's perfect at this, and everybody has their own path. And I think that what makes it so cool is that each of us get to have our own path. We have our own craft. Not
Mhm.
meaning to rhyme or anything like that, but you know, embrace it and
Yeah,
smile, because at the end of the day, it's a journey,
it is.
and I'm excited to be on this journey with you.
So am I, man. So am I. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate the
Of
kind words,
course,
my man. Thank you.
love you, brother.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. That'll do it for this one. But tomorrow I'll be back with Mariners and Astros. And later tonight, I'll have an edition of Snowman Unfiltered. I'll tentatively set it for 10, and I'll make sure that everybody gets notification. But for now, I say unto y'all, thanks for today, and I'll be back tomorrow. So long, everybody.